Well, welcome. Today we're going to talk about producing content on my iPad. It's right here. Can't see it, but it's right there. Trust me. Because I do pretty much everything. I say 99% of my content production is on my iPad. Some of it's not. Some of it's on the computer, which is like right behind the camera. Just because I'm on the computer at that moment, so it makes most sense to continue working on the computer for the day because that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so I'm going to walk you through how I use Ulysses specifically. This is going to be my writing workflow, not my camera workflow, not my other stuff, right? I've got my Canon 60D on not a selfie stick monopod. I use my GoPro sometimes, although I'm on my second recording because it failed me. But I'm not going to cover my video workflow. Let me shut this off so that I don't just kill the battery for no reason. There we go. Shut off. I'm just going to walk you through everything I do. I'm going to talk a little bit about my content planning production as well, which is over on the wall right there. I'm not going to show it. I'll shoot some B-roll to show that to you. And how I do it. So buckle up. You're going to get to see my writing workflow, and you're going to be blown away, literally. Now, first step in my writing workflow is Ulysses, which we're looking at right here. This is Ulysses. This is my writing workflow tool of choice. I own it through Setup. We're going to get back to Setup later, why I love it in some ways, why I'm not so keen on it in other ways. We'll get back to that, though. And really, I have a couple main areas. I have my me area. This is everything that kind of pertains to me as a person, as a content creator. It's all my ideas in here. It's even some stuff that I would write for see Curtis McHale site, some of the book reviews I would do, membership videos, my Get Your Family Outside, which I haven't written for in a while. I don't know. That's just kind of like a fun thing I do sometimes to review gear, and then I get to write the gear off, which is cool. Bootcamp assignments, presentations, everything like that. But the main place I operate in is actually this Curtis McHale folder, and particularly this month. You can see I've got right at the top, I'm exiting out of that because I also have it open in Ulysses for notes down below on my phone. But I have this blogging on my iPad post right here, and that's literally what I'm walking you through. And I have a blog post with screenshots and everything that go with it. Right, I have this is already recorded, sitting in a folder. I just need to edit it. Talking about WPMU dev reviews and having your views challenged, and that's something I listened to their podcast, did an interview with them like months and months ago, and I listened to the podcast recently that came out of it. Just had some more thoughts for you, my amazing viewer, because you just can't wait to hear everything I have to say. Right? Just go with yes. Now, a few things I don't do. I'm going to hit Command 3 here to get like the full view, because I had people ask me like, what keys do you hit to do all this stuff? Command 3. Now I have my full view, and then Command 4 to bring over this extra pane. This is, I guess, metadata. Now, you can store your Ulysses documents in Dropbox, but you lose a lot of this metadata. Like, you can't do, say, goals. This is something I don't use now, where I could set a word goal for a piece. When I write for myself, I write. When it's done, it's done. When it's ready. I don't worry about it. I could embed images here. I could do notes here. There's lots of stuff I can do here, right? Notes, this is just arbitrary text I can put in. Let's delete that. I could add an image if I wanted, and I can choose from my library. I can import from files, or I could just take a photo off my iPad of my wall, I guess, at least in this spot. And then look, I can delete the photo. I always forget how to delete that photo, though. It's kind of like hidden UI. I never remember how to do it. Now, I don't use those. I really don't use things. Now I have a list of topics and things that I want to write about at some point, maybe, but I don't refer to it very often, because what I do for most of my planning in my calendar, that's behind me, back up here, and I'll shoot some B-roll of this, is I have a New Year calendar. That's NEUYEAR.com. Just search New Year. You'll find it. Anyway, I have that 6 foot by 3 foot calendar of theirs, and I have sticky notes that I've trimmed to be the appropriate size for the calendar days, and I put all the content that I want to do on those. So if I look back, I can tell you what I'm doing after this video. It's the March planning session. And after that one, my bag. I'm going to talk about my bag, what's in it, everything that's in it, so you can see just what I do with my bag. And after that, my crucial iPad gear for mobile work stuff, I guess, which kind of might overlap with my bag. So I might revise that. But anyways, I've got like Post-it notes, and I have Post-its all the way out till April 22nd. I can tell you every content I'm doing for, like, say, my Monday content, which is more planned, all the way out till April. And then my Wednesday content is more, say, vlog style is what I plan on doing. I'll talk about some stuff, I'll shoot some video, I'll shoot some other stuff just out and about in the city. So that's where I do all my planning. So I don't use things for, like, there's no project for any of these things. I do have, on Thursday, I have a repeating task that say, do your Monday video, do your Wednesday video and set up your freelance Friday topic. That's what it does. Now there's one other spot that I really use for myself in here. Let's go back. That was 3 swipes I just did with my fingers, if you're wondering, on YouTube. And I have my Freelance Friday. And you can see I already have some content in here because this is the second recording and I already did this bit that I was going to show you. But to add my 5 articles, right, they're already in here. You'd see I would hit select, grab 2 more, and hit merge sheets. And I'm not going to do this because I don't want to merge a 6th sheet in. And what that does is all the kind of the link posts that I've done over the last bit, right? Some of these stretching back to January, some of those, well, just February is all that's left now. Merges it all in here, and you can see I have 1 Jeff on burnout and stress, and then Corey on snowballs. So if I'm going to format that, I just do 2, and then bold. The command B does bold and markdown as the 2 stars, asterisks. We'll go with that. And then from there, I hit command 6, and I push it out. You can see it's already, I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in here because I don't have content there. I have banter in here because I usually give a quick recap of my week, what I've been doing so that you know, but then I hit the cloud to publish up in the top left. And this will already be remembered because I said I recorded this already, but then I can select the category it goes in and it autofills. So when I start seeing the category that I want, I can hit enter, autofills, and it's already remembered my time as well. And then I can also import, right, any images I want, which I'm not going to do because I don't know what I want for Friday, which I already told myself once anyways, not you, because you didn't get to see the first video because it didn't work because of the GoPro. I don't know why it didn't work, it just didn't work. Anyway, back to the notes, then back to you. Now, once I've produced and published content, what it goes into for really everything, even my other broad group, which I'll talk about in a second, my client work, goes into my 2019 folder. You can see everything in here. And that lets me do stuff like hit that little square with 2 dots. I don't know. Anyway, whatever that thing is called. And I can tell you I published 24, almost 25,000 words. It'll be 25,000 words by the time this post goes into this folder later today, maybe tonight. Because I don't know if I'll edit the video today or tonight when the kids... Anyway, too much information. And I actually have folders for this. You can see under posted for like every year back to 2015. You can see I have 334,850 words last year published. That's just online. That's not the books I wrote. That's just what went out online. All right, 2017 I did 217,000. 2016, 130. Wow, I've like really increased my production. And 2015 doesn't count because I wasn't using Ulysses through the whole thing, so it's just like the end of the year, 18,000. So it's just like the last 2 months of the year or something. I don't even remember what I was using before Ulysses. Anyway, and that lets me also say posted. Can I see? Oh, I can see all the words. I've written 1 million words in those years almost. Well, not quite 1 million, 701,118, since you can actually see this, so I won't boast. Anyway, that's the words I published online in that time. That doesn't include, does it? It might include some of the scripts I did for internal content, for my members, stuff like that, but it may not. I don't know. That's sweet. Depends if I copied it. Definitely doesn't include my books because they're written in Scrivener. I can show you that another time, not today. Now, the other main area I have is clients, and I use tags heavily in here. You can see I'll show you this. This will be out on Liquid. I want to go through their editing. I'm just getting 2 swipes if someone's curious. And in here, I'm going to touch this circle up in the top corner. I do use goals. I use goals in here so that I know where the content is, how it is based on their word counts. I do this because I have a few different clients I write for, and they all have different word counts. I need to know what they are, and that's it. That way I can keep track of it, right? For Liquid Web, it usually starts at 1,500 because that's like the minimum words. And then if I get too far over, I put it again at 2,000 so I don't go over 2,000 because that's the maximum they really want. In general, 2,100 is okay sometimes, but that's really what they want. So I use goals there. Now I also use Things 3 for this. I'm not going to show you that because I might have emails in it and I don't want to show you their emails because that's not fair. But that lets me know like the details, like who do I submit it to? Who do I submit it to? Who do I really look at for this? What are their other SEO requirements? Do I need to have an SEO image? Do I need to have all this other stuff? I do that because I have lots of different requirements for different clients and I want to keep track of that, and I could never keep track of that in my brain because that's just not what my brain is for. Anyway, and I keep all those lists long-term in Bear, and I just copy paste them into Things, and a bulleted list in Bear or in other apps will just paste into like a list of tasks inside a project. So that's it in Things 3. I'll show you my review of Things 3. You'll see some of that in my video, which I'll link to, I guess above. It'll go right here. I'll go higher than that because there'll be a little window in the bottom corner. But it'll go up in the top corner. You'll see a card that says, hey, look at my Things 3 stuff. And you'll go, oh, this is so amazing. And then from there, you'll say, oh, look at my Things 3 routines. And you'll go, oh, more amazingness. Curtis, you're amazing. And I'll say, of course I am. Great. That You didn't know that? Well, I knew that. Anyway, back to the real content you care about. Now, images. I do a lot of Lego images because that's just what I've done. Stupid GoPro is recording. Why shouldn't it be recording? Stop. There you go. It's still not powered off. Okay, it's powered off now. Good. So I have 8 minutes of like the under the monitor. I don't know why. I needed the 20 minutes of this recording the first time, not the stupid 30 seconds it actually got. Anyway, we were talking about Lego. I shoot a lot of Lego. I've got Lego. Really cool set. I'll show you. I'll build that sometime next week. Looking forward to it. All right, and I even got, oh, I'm going to get it from back here. You're going to hate that on the mic. Lego Yoda in a like alarm. He lights up and everything. Oh, and I'm knocking over other stuff. So now a lot of that images I've got from Flickr. I've got them because they're on the CC license. It's been great to get them from Flickr. Now I also shoot a bunch of the different stuff. I've got another shelf over there of Lego. I've got one here of Lego that you can't see. That's probably in other videos, but you can't see it right now. And I love shooting Lego images, so I use the Canon 60D sitting right here for that a lot of the time. And then I use one of the lens that's on it right now is my vlogging lens. It's the 18-55. Was it 3.5 to 5.6? I use that, and I shoot the image. And then what I do is I'll import it into Photos, the standard Photos app on iPad, and then I would look at Darkroom. So let's bring up Darkroom right now for you. Darkroom. So from the last one I showed you me editing this photo of my daughter, you're going to see me edit another one. She's licking a bubble. I'm not sure if you can see the bubble. One of the things that's tough about Darkroom is it always loads this. You can't see the bubble. Maybe the bubble popped. But anyways, it's a good photo. I generally like it, but I would say that it needs, say exposure. Darkroom. Why does your exposure not show up? You say this only shows up on raw photos. This is a CR2. That's a raw photo. It's right. CR2 raw photo. We hit back to that. Oh, look, I have exposure again, although it's not 63. Like if I touch this, it's going to like get super bright, isn't it? Yeah, whoa, it's not 63. It's like way down here. 64, like that's where 64 really should be. Anyway, Darkroom, get this stuff fixed. I've reported it, I know this. So what I could do, since I know I've edited this photo, is I could just copy edits, come back here, and oh, look, exposure showed up in this photo now. Perfect. That's what it should have done the first time. Paste them, and I've got, why 64 is not that high? Grumpy. Anyway, 78, let's go like that. I want this one a little brighter maybe. And I'll bring the whites down, bring the highlights down, and maybe increase the vignette a bit. It'll darken up my snow. So that's generally what I do. You can see this is fairly similar, right? I upped the saturation by 5, and you can just tap on the edge here. Tap, 6, tap on the other side, back down to 5. So I will do that with it. I'll do the vignetting, I'll do that. And usually what I actually go through is, in photos, I'll do a single pass, maybe dual pass delete session. So when I shot for the photo skating club, you can see like these are all skating club photos from like a 20-minute session of shooting last night of all the young ladies skating. I won't zoom in because I didn't ask their parents if I could show you their pictures. But that's the skating stuff. Or right, this is some video, some stuff I shot with my video of playing in the snow, and the kids shot all the video. I shot some photos there too. I'm not sure if I edited those. Right, here's my daughter in her skating costume as a tree. I don't even know if this is in focus because I haven't done the deleting yet. But usually I would go through photos first. I imported this last night at 10 o'clock and just thought I'll deal with the skating stuff next week or on the weekend. I'll go through and do a first pass delete. This is her as a tree. She'll be Baby Groot in the upcoming skating stuff. A little bright maybe. So let's take down. I want to see her face a little better. Add a vignette, and then I'm going to save, and I'll modify original. It's going to ask him for permission in a second, which is fine. And I modify original because Darkroom keeps a copy of it, and that's fine. I just don't worry about it. You can even do that in a batch if I wanted to modify a bunch of originals. I go batch, and right then I can save it out and modify original. But those aren't edited, so I'm just going to clear it. I can also export out of Darkroom into like, so when I edit all these skating photos, I have a folder for skating people, and then the parents can come back later in the year and like see, oh, here's all the photos from my daughter skates on these nights. I just keep it like, you know, this will be the Wednesday senior session. The Wednesday senior parents or kids can be like, oh, there's my photo, and they can just look through all the times I took photos at that session, and they get them. But for blogging, I would edit the photo, tweak it how I want, and then I would actually do my resize. Let's go to resize. This is a shortcut. Run resize image. You're going to see me do it. And I'll just resize this image, which I've resized 4 times now as I retake things. It resized the image, and I'll show you what it did actually though. So what it does is it starts off by Photo lets me select. I don't think select multiple even works actually, but I'm going to leave it because I don't want to break it. I'll test it another time. The next thing it does is what I was having the images were appropriately cropped, but they were still huge. They were like a megabyte, and that's way too big. So it converts the image to JPEG and then down samples the quality. And I just kind of played with that slider and saved it a few times till I was like, I can't tell this is, and it's an appropriate size. Then I want one that has a 2500 width, and then I want another one, right? And that saves it out to shortcuts. And I want it to resize again to 800 for my email. Because Monday ones go to email, I just use the same one even when I don't need both images. And it's going to resize, use the same title, resized image, -email, and it saves it to shortcuts as well. And then I just clear that folder every so often. Right now it's pretty full actually. If I went to that shortcuts folder, I went to files, and where's shortcuts? It's not in here. iCloud Drive, shortcuts. See, it's pretty full. There's all the stuff for now and even some stuff from like last week. And then from here, I imported into Ulysses, and that's a good just hit right when you want an image, you just hit import and it comes in. It's pretty easy to make it really nice. And it uploads it to my site and everything with like a proper caption for WordPress, and I'm just good to go. Just good to go. It's good. It's easy. I like the photo workflow. Actually, I used to have these terminal commands on my Mac, and they maybe performed like a little tiny bit better, but this is so much easier. I just do this. Even if I have my Mac, I'll be like, oh, photo, and I'll just go over here and like resize it quick. Other than that, I'll use the Flickr CC photos, and they get through the same resize process. That's where I am with photos. Now, the other thing I do for some of my clients is that I do, let's go to Safari so I can show you this. I need screenshots of web interfaces. You can see this is open because I tried to do this for you before already. Stupid GoPro. Anyway, and I want to take a screenshot of this, and this is awesome screenshot, so I'm going to hit screenshot. Perfect. And I'm going to just capture the visible part only, but I could capture, like I could scroll this around, I could capture full page. There's a few settings in here, but I'm going to capture visible part. It's captured it. And then it even lets me annotate it if I want, right? There's a red arrow if we wanted a red arrow. Perfect. And from there, I hit the green check mark. I'm done. And what this also did is it removed all the browser Chrome in Safari. So there's no Safari. This is just like a screenshot of a page without any browser. Perfect. And I could hit share, and I could share it off. Save image, like to save it to my camera roll. You can see in the bottom third one over. Doesn't actually work. I don't know why it doesn't work, but it doesn't. I guess I could send it to shortcuts too, but I'm not sure if that works either. So I usually just save it off to save to files and save it to the appropriate file for the project, because some of my clients actually want the original images so they can do their own image processing on it too, and they just use mine as a placeholder. And that's fine. I just create a Dropbox folder and share the Dropbox folder with them. They can do whatever they want with it. But it's great. It makes it fast. I've run into some issues when I was doing my Things 3 review. Again, there would be a link to that. I couldn't get the whole Things 3 keyboard shortcuts in there because I don't know why. Big page. Like I have a 12.9-inch iPad Pro 1 terabyte, so it's got 6 megabytes of RAM. Still wouldn't work. Is the page bigger than 6 megabytes? Come on, cultured code. That's crazy. Anyway, that's just the web nowadays, that you have like a billion files of JavaScript to download and you just don't care about bandwidth. And I got terabytes of bandwidth, literally as much as I want, but still, like, it's just disrespectful. Come on, lighten up your pages, people. Now, I do have some concerns about Ulysses. Let's go back to Ulysses. It requires a subscription. Let's go to Firefox. Do I have Firefox open? I do. Let's go to Setup, which is where I own my Ulysses subscription through. Setup is great as it loads so slowly. Again, what's up with the page loads, people? Jeepers. Anyway, yeah, you give me a cookie. Perfect. So Setup is great because it has lots of apps in it, right? Can we go to all the apps? How it works? Home? No, it can't. Anyway, pricing. We can go to pricing. We'll go to pricing. Setup's great. It's basically like a subscription app for app subscription stuff. It's great. I pay the regular $9.99 a month, US, and I get a whole bunch of apps, and it gives me Ulysses as well. It gives me some other things. And the problem is, though, that if I haven't opened my Mac in a month, and literally this has happened to me, hadn't opened my Mac in a month, and so Setup wasn't sure if it was authorized anymore, and my Ulysses here locked down. I had to like turn on my Mac, and it was like just a 20-minute like rigmarole to get Ulysses on my Mac to make sure it authorized properly, to then show up on my iPad so I could actually do work. I just wasted 20 minutes of my time. Now, could I subscribe to Ulysses itself and not have that problem? Well, I could. But basically, the Ulysses subscription cost is as much as the setup cost. So I get all the apps instead of just one app, and there's more apps added. Now, I haven't found a lot of iPad only apps added, but I still do use my Mac for some things, for some FTP stuff, and I change basically when I subscribe to it finally, I wiped all the random apps that I was using my Mac out, and I just went with Setup as my main subscription, and that's what I pay for apps, and I'm not trying never to pay for any more. I guess I gotta pay for 1Password soon. So probably add the 1Password subscription as well, so that I can attach files on iOS, because you can't do it any other way, which is dumb, because I can attach to my Mac and I can view them on my iPad if I want to sync through Dropbox, but only attach them on my iPad if I want to pay for it. So I'm gonna pay for it. Maybe today. They gave me a 4-day warning a few days ago. Yeah, figure that out. Now, the last thing I did not talk about is research. Let's go look at this. So I have formerly kept, I saw this in Firefox for a second. I'll go back there. Curtis McHale/resources. Perfect. So this is a bunch of my research, not all of it, a bunch. And in here you can see that I can search by topic. I can search success. And now I can tell that I have 1 book and 33 quotes on success. That's great. I could also tell you how many authors go with this, right? Jeff Goins, Angela Duckworth, Bernadette Jiwa. Hopefully I said that right. This is great. And this is all powered on WordPress with a plugin called FastWP, which is a stellar plugin. I like it. It's fast. It's great. It's operating on my case, it's only operating on 600 or 700 entries. That's not too bad. But the problem is the WordPress admin interface on an iPad sucks. It's just terrible. Like, it's hard to use. It's slow. That's the worst part, right? I showed you setup was loading slow, but oh man, the WordPress interface is terrible. That's it. I can't say it's good. It's not good. It's terrible. Don't use the WordPress on an iPad. That's why I published through Ulysses. One of the reasons. Yeah. The WordPress on iPad is just plain terrible. That's all I got for you. It's terrible. So for that reason, I am looking at switching away all my research. I have Notebook, Keep It, Devon Think, and Bookends right here. I played with them this week, literally only for 20 minutes though, so I don't have an opinion, but none of them was like, whoa, this is it. Now I also have Bear here, and I already use Bear. And you say, Curtis, why don't you just keep using Bear? It can do what you want. Like I could say, what is it, hashtag or it's # author / and I can put the author name, and then I have a taxonomy of authors essentially. You can see the taxonomy of authors. And then I could also do like research / whatever, marketing / and have all these different tags and have different taxonomies essentially. But having Bear with like all the Lego instructions for all the Lego and all the other stuff that I want to keep in there, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. It didn't seem like it worked to me really well. So I'm looking at some other thing. Bookends is the one that's like mostly like literally research focused. Like I can pull APA citations out of it, which is cool. Devon Think is more of an everything bucket. Keep It and Notebooks. I'm not sure what to classify them as. They're note keeping apps, and they do PDFs. That's great. They do PDFs. They do some other stuff, but I want something where I can pull a PDF, and most of the web pages I have, or some of the research studies I have, like I want to be able to have them in there, and I want to I summarize them, and I want to be able to search them and have the originals for the web page even, so that I have an original PDF copy is fine, along with whatever I highlighted, whatever was pertinent in it as well. And Evernote can do this, but I used to use Evernote a ton, and it just became a big bag of bloatiness, and I hated it. So I don't know. We'll maybe head back there. If nothing else comes up as useful, then maybe I'll go back and check out Evernote, and I hope. I don't know. It was terrible last time I looked at it. I've heard it's got better. So we'll see. And really, that's it. We are done. You've seen all my workflow. You've seen how I do things to get content out there. I use MailChimp as well. When I use MailChimp, I highlight all my text in Ulysses, and then I hit the action button, and then I copy as RTF, rich text file. And then I paste it into MailChimp, and then I have to do more editing. MailChimp, just give me like an HTML box or something. Like MailChimp app is, we'll say okay. It's okay, but it's not spectacular. Now, I guess I could probably do something maybe with Pythonista, maybe just the shortcuts itself to automatically send to the MailChimp API for myself, but I haven't done that yet. I could, maybe I should. And then I could maybe just like send text right in and like tag the date and everything and just have no problems with it and not even have to interact with their app, because the app is, it's okay. I don't want to say it's just terrible, but it needs work. It's nowhere near the web interface, and really I think it should. Like, with more people going to tablets, and your web interface is not great for tablets either. MailChimp, if you tell me it is, you're lying or you don't use it. So anyway, this is like a common problem that I find with using the iPad actually, is that you go to use the app and the apps are okay if they have a web interface, but they're not stellar. They're okay. You can usually make it work, but they're only okay, and the web interfaces are terrible. So don't do it. Like, one of the reasons I left Drip was because they didn't have an app, and the web interface was a steaming pile of garbage. So I don't use them anymore, and on top of other things. But that was like when I was like the last straw. I just can't do this. This is so bad. I can't do it. I can't. So I don't. Yeah, MailChimp workflows. I'd love to see your workflow. My friend Joe, I forgot his name. Casabona. Joe Casabona. my best friend, fellow, like, trying to go primary iPad user. I think I'm farther down, and he does a lot of audio work, so his is a little different. But he shared his workflow for podcasting recently. I'd love to see it. Jason Snell shared his with his iPad only, which is a lot of boxes. Seemed like a lot of stuff to plug in. But anyway, if you have your workflow for writing, your workflow for video stuff, I'd love to see it. So send it over, please. Let me know. But don't just like tell me what it is in the comments, because I don't want it there. Produce your own content. Shoot a video. It doesn't have to be as all fired amazing as mine is. Trust me, it doesn't, and mine's not really that amazing. But anyway, write it. Take some screenshots. Do something. Don't give me a Twitter thread. I don't want to see your stupid Twitter threads. Produce some content. Put it on your site. And then share that with me. Share the link below if you want to give me, like, here's like the 3 points of what I use, and here's the link to the full description. That's what I want to hear. Keep being awesome. That's all I got. It's late now. It's my second recording. I guess I need to do client work. We'll edit the video later. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, you can make sure you don't miss any by subscribing below. Make sure you hit that little bell icon so you get notifications if you like notifications. Although, I gotta be honest, I hate them. If you'd like to support the channel, like to make sure that the videos keep coming, that the content keeps coming, you can support me on patreon.com/Curtis McHale. Have an awesome day.